Hey, oh, hey! What is that? What is that? We're finally live, back at it again, Monday night here, with Austin, and I'm
And
Josiah.
Josiah,
Yeah, yeah,
we are
we are
the
super
Super Cinema
cinema
Bros, 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 bros,
bros.
bros, bros. Tell me what you gonna do when a movie ain't no good. The bros are coming. We're gonna hit a. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Do we have
Uh,
anybody in the chat? Hang on. Let me check. Check. Who do we got? Who do we got? What's
chat
going
is not
on?
showing for me at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I need to sign back in somehow. Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
Nothing yet. Let
Oh,
me see live chat. I don't
oh, I
see it.
found it. I found it. I found it. There it is. All
All
right. So
right.
if y'all said something, say something again, so I can see it.
All
Otherwise,
right.
we will catch you guys as you're tuning in, yelling stuff at us. All right,
Yeah.
man. So what do we hear about? What do we hear about today?
Today we are here to review The Bad Guys 2 um, from DreamWorks Animation, the house that Shrek built. We have The Bad Guys 2. I just saw it today. Full disclaimer: I have actually not seen the first movie. I have not seen The Bad Guys,
Oh,
and so
oh
I
Lord.
came in. I came into this fresh eyes, no expectations about the characters because I had no context, and so
Okay.
um, I have a unique perspective compared to Josiah, who has seen
Indeed.
the movie already. Or
Yes,
excuse
I
me,
have.
he saw the first movie as well as the sequel. And so I'm sure he'll be filling in certain details and uh, certain pieces of context that maybe I don't have or don't see and can't speak to.
I might help
All
out
right.
here and there. Possibly.
Yeah. All right. So we'll give a spoiler-free brief synopsis of the plot. And then after that synopsis, it is spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert after the brief one paragraph, hopefully, synopsis
Yeah.
of the film.
Hmm.
All right. All right. We'll do rock, paper, scissors, see who has to give the synopsis. All right. You
John,
ready?
can you? Maybe, maybe.
Okay, here we go. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, you beat me.
Oh.
You beat
All
me.
right. I will give the synopsis.
Y'all can flame
This
me for not
movie,
doing that correct, but I lost anyways.
whatever. All right. This film follows the events of the first film, probably. Um, it follows the characters. Apparently, they are no longer bad guys, and they are all struggling to find gainful employment. Uh, as it happens, there's a criminal on the loose stealing certain artifacts,
Hmm.
and through a course of events, the not bad guys are going on a mission to find out who done it, and through a course of events, they have to essentially save the day. And that is what the movie is about. That is as spoiler free as I can make it.
Probably. Yeah. Hmm.
There may be a few incidental details that I could add, but it gets too close to spoiler territory. So now that we've given the spoiler free synopsis, from this point on, spoiler alert. We will be discussing spoilers. We will be discussing the movie at some length. All right, now that you've
You
been
will be
warned,
spoiled. It is on
yes,
you.
if you do not wish to be spoiled, if you have not seen the movie and you do not wish to be spoiled, now is the time to stop this video, stop this live stream, go watch the movie, come back and see us again, come back and visit
Hmm.
us, and we'd love to have you. And you can engage with our conversation
Hmm.
at that point.
Yeah.
But from this point on, spoiler alert. All right, Mr.
Spoilers.
Josiah, give me
Yes.
your thoughts. Give me your what are your first thoughts? I mean, we can, without. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Normally, we do like what didn't you like? What did you like? Sometimes we switch it. Um, I'm gonna go more broad this time. Just kind of in general, what were your thoughts about the movie?
First, I thought the opening sequence was a lot of fun. It probably was, sadly, the most fun I had on in the whole movie, and that's the sequence in which they're in some generic Middle Eastern, you know, rich man's palace, about to trying to steal his vehicle, and there's multi layers to how they're going about. It's like the Mission Impossible, the Ocean's 11, moment of the film.
Definitely not a Ford Shelby GT Mustang. Definitely not that
No,
vehicle.
no, no. It
Definitely
wouldn't
not.
be. It yeah. That there was no Ford logos or anything. Oh, yeah. It's impossible to know what kind of vehicle that was. But yeah,
But
that's the
it's
thing. They were stealing the
definitely
vehicle.
not a Ford GT Shelby Mustang.
Listen,
Definitely not that.
listen. Uh,
This is
American
definitely
made,
not Gone in 60 Seconds.
gone in a few extra more seconds. A few less seconds. Nah, probably not at all. Uh, that said, yeah, sequence was pretty awesome. I mean, I love those kind of sequences of these types of spy thriller, heist sort of films. I mean, it was essentially the heist, big heist moment um of the film. I mean, there technically is one later, but I don't think it's played out necessarily as fun. But yeah, the movie winds up working the most for me when they're just doing ridiculous things. When it's just over the top, insane, crazy. Piranha Plant is making this like whirlpool inside of this rich dude's, ceiling aquarium that he's got to set up. Fox flying in and diving through. After it's after Snake has like cut a hole in the bottom of that, but then the whirlpool did the God separating the Red Sea situations that Fox can dive on through. Yeah, and then
Yeah, the
that actually led
parachute
to the most
magically
fun.
plugs the hole and he
It
just
plugged the
lands
hole.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, but the actual chase in the streets is like by far my favorite. Like I'm a huge sucker for just amazing and ridiculous over the top chases, and they try and make it as ridiculous as possible every step of the way. These guys, as with all of us in animation, just have poured over and loved that classic Lupin the Third, car chase scene a million times. Like that's what this movie aspires to
I
be.
didn't even put that together. I totally forgot Lupin the Third. Yeah, this is completely that. Yes.
Yes, yes, 110% from the vehicles to
150.
like how the police and how the chase and kind of the dynamic of the characters in each
Yeah.
vehicles, how it goes down. There's always that like real cool character that's able to establish an awesome sort of like break from the police or something. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I did like the film, but yeah, like I said earlier, that beginning was my favorite part, and a few scenes at the end were cool. I liked these characters already. It'd been a number of years since I saw the first one. I don't know that the villain did anything for me ultimately, but I don't want to get too much further into that. I think it was an entertaining film. Um, that said, it got kind of slow. It got kind of slow in the middle for me. Yeah.
Yeah, the villain that is definitely not the female version of the Jaguar from the Kung Fu Panda series, which is also DreamWorks Animation.
Mm.
Definitely not the almost strikingly similar character design. Definitely not that.
Yeah, completely not. No, no, no. She was she was a panther, so they're of course different characters.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So I would say, okay, let me go back to our old little scale for a half second. For sure, stream this movie, and then if you got some kids, hmm, not pay the 125, but if you guys somehow have Movie Pass or AMC Stubs or whatever
Yeah.
for the whole family, then do it. But I want to tell you guys to go out and spend all that money, but that's too much money. That's too much money for this
Yeah.
film.
It's funny because I saw a day, like an afternoon showing, and there was like two parents. two fathers, two
Yeah.
sets of like two separate fathers and their kids,
Mhm.
and like one other dude in front of me. I normally get the aisle seat, but since there's nobody there, I just move straight to the center,
Yeah.
and that was it. And we'll get into this in terms of
Okay.
like the humor
Yeah.
and the type of humor that's in this movie,
Mhm.
but only the adults laughed at like maybe like one or two places.
Dang. Dang.
Um,
Yeah. I heard a couple kids laugh here or there in my screening, but that is a problem.
yeah, the kids were not laughing at these jokes, and I want to get into that. We can talk
Okay.
about that separately. It's just
Yeah.
as an interesting note to this movie.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
this is definitely not a Beastars knockoff. Definitely not a Beastars character design knockoff at all, particularly the main character.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely no inspiration was drawn from Netflix's Beastars. Um,
What
there
was
there
that
will
one?
be there will be no furry cosplaying of the main character, who is definitely not a knockoff of the main character from Netflix series Beastars.
Yeah.
Definitely not that.
Yeah, they were going more Fantastic Mr. Fox, right?
Yes, this is so inspired by a Roald Dahl novel from the '60s.
Mhm.
I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
more to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Any other just kind of thoughts, and then we can kind of get into the nitty gritty of what we liked and didn't like.
Mhm. Last thought I'll put forward is, I mean, I do love James Bond, so like there is some James Bond-esque level to the like scale of what's happening in the conflict. I just it was welcomed. It was definitely welcome. But yeah, yeah, like I said, two-thirds in this movie. I don't know. It's like it completely hit the brakes for me. And I was like almost counting down the minutes for the movie to be over, sadly enough. But there are some conclusion moments that kind of brought me in again, got me excited. Um, but yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. I feel
All
like this
right.
is a worse movie compared to the first. I remember the first movie I was just like enthralled basically the entire time. Um, but it's been a number of years. It's been a number of years. I don't know if it's the movie's fault, if it's my fault for having watched so many Mission Impossible movies and stuff like that in the meantime, or just personally not jiving with the main villain. There were some cool elements to it, but yeah. Anyways, but beautifully animated. That's the last thing I'll say. Very beautifully animated. Um, I mean, they were throwing it all in there, and I
Yeah.
appreciate them for that.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Yeah. Number one, beautiful animation. I saw this in real 3D, and I actually think, as opposed to live action movies, CG animation actually benefits, or can
100%.
definitely can benefit from the 3D effect.
Yes.
I
Yes.
because I have my glass, I'm always taking off to see what it looks like with it, without it, with it. You know, I'm constantly doing that throughout the movie,
Yes.
just because I'm
Yes.
curious to see how much of an effect the 3D is having.
Yeah.
I like doing that; it's fun for me. And so, yeah, the animation and the way certain things pop out, definitely. In this case, I would say it's a benefit.
Yeah.
I would like to see more anime
Yeah.
when anime movies. Man, I wish I somehow hope that we can get IMAX 3D for like the new Demon Slayer movie, especially when they're falling
Mm.
through like
Oh
all
man.
the.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, bro!
That stuff is definitely like obvious,
Yeah,
example for why they can choose to use 3D for something. Um.
yeah.
hmm
So
Did
there's
you were
that.
you
So
were you aware of the
yeah,
3D effect the entire time? Was it just like filling out that space, that depth for you?
I think that on the whole, it just sometimes they say the best special effects are the special effects that you don't notice, that just kind of
Mm.
disappear in the background.
Yeah.
And there's just kind of a base level dimensionality.
Yes.
And the reason I know that's because I kept blurry, blurry, just checking it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say the same thing for the Zootopia 2 trailer. I was like, "Oh,
Trailer,
wow,
yeah.
this looks really good."
Yeah.
In 3D, it
Mhm.
looks really good.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think 3D may have found its medium of
Mhm.
choice.
Yeah.
It's not live action. It is too distracting too
No.
often of the
No.
time, and it makes the CG a little too jarring in live
Yeah.
action films. But when
Mhm.
everything is 3D, yeah.
Yeah,
So
cuz
I didn't see.
they often design it, to be filling the space in a realistic way. They're not necessarily like I mean they can cheat things, of course, knowing that they're gonna flatten the image. But I think most of the time with CG movies, animated movies, they're like filling the space in a realistic way.
Right. You saw the second Avatar movie, James Cameron Avatar movie in 3D, right? With
Yes.
the higher frame rate. I
Yeah.
think I remember you telling me because I actually didn't see that movie
Mhm.
at all. I know
Oh
there's a
dang.
new movie coming out. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I saw the first
Okay.
one opening night. I
Yeah.
think I saw that. Was it in 3D at the time? I think it
Yes. Yeah.
was.
It was the big like we're bringing 3D back as a industry. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it was like 2012 or whatever. It was a big deal.
Mhm.
And so I did remember seeing that opening night in IMAX, whatever the highest level 3D at the time. I saw that. And I thought it was impressive. As I understand in the second movie, the CG got even better and you saw it in 3D. What like we're talking about like animated
Oh
films
yeah.
versus live action films, but there's like a crossover with Avatar because a whole lot of it
It's
is
it's
CG
100%. Yeah.
animated.
I mean it's almost 100% animated.
Yeah. So
Um.
how did it look for that movie?
It looked awesome. Yeah, it looked very
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Um, yeah, whether you were in the water, above the water, you know, beating Jake Sully over the head for why he's being so mean to his family.
Right.
It was perfect for that film. The problem for me then came in with the 24 frames, 48 frames switches, where
You
it
were
felt
telling me
like
about that. Yeah.
24 frames felt like it was kind of like slow mo and choppy. But yeah, it's good. I
Okay.
mean that's why I saw it in 3D. Like any other film in 3D, like completely live action films in 3D, just don't work for me. Even
Right.
I'm trying to remember. Even the Avengers, like even though so much of that is 3D, yeah, it just winds up feeling like their live
Like
action stuff is like on
Spanish soap
plates.
opera. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the Spanish soap opera effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure this movie was 24 frames per second, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Possibly 30 frames per second?
No, no, it had to have been 24.
24.
I
Yeah.
don't think they
Okay, that's
typically do
fine.
30. I mean, I'd like it, but yeah, I don't think they typically do that.
So I've seen like certain AI frame interpolations of like anime and certain other non-Japanese animated animation that they
Hmm.
interpolate into like 60 frames per second. Like they've
Yeah.
shown certain scenes from certain Disney movies that are 60 frames per second. I think if you're doing this whole 3D effect in animation, that might be a winning combination. It might.
Mm. Wait, you're
That
saying
might be the way to do
3D
it.
and 60
And
potentially?
60 FPS. That
Mm-hmm.
might hit a real sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure in the next couple of years we'll get some crazy. Oh man, I would love it. It would be like Masashi Kon. Is that his name? The guy that did Paprika and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. If he makes one of his crazy mind bending movies, that
Mm.
Christopher Nolan definitely didn't take direct inspiration from for Inception.
Probably not.
Um,
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, but like to see that in 60 frames per. If they just go back and like remaster Paprika into 60 frames and somehow make it three, bro, I would go and see that all over again.
Mm.
That would be mind blowing.
Dude, I don't know if that's
Okay,
possible. That's asking for so much when
that's
they're
asking for a lot.
yeah, because I think they probably would have needed to animate it on like ones or something. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not fully an animator myself, so I can't tell you like if you animate on twos and you take that up to 60 frames if that looks weird. That said,
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there are some things similar to what you're asking about, like with um, if you were to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, that's an Insomnia game with anthropomorphic characters, and a lot of games try to hit 60 frames. This game hits
Yeah.
60 frames. I don't remember though. I don't think I've played it with in VR. I'd have to try that out sometime to see if even the cutscene parts are played at 60 frames in
Right.
3D. But it's very possible for it to look really good. It just takes a whole nother level of attention to detail that they need to, yeah, you know, pour over.
Yeah. So all that to say, number one, the animation is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah.
Um, Number two, the 3D effect is actually a benefit,
Hmm.
and the medium for best use case for 3D, like 3D glasses, is probably like CG animation.
I think so.
That's your
Yeah.
that's your Pixar, that's your Disney animation, that's your
Hmm.
Dreamcast animation. If they make
DreamWorks.
another How to Train Your Dragon movie, I
Yeah.
would love to see that in 3D. I
Hmm.
remember seeing a trailer for one of the Shrek movies. I don't know if it was the third or the fourth one, where Shrek was on a witch broom or something,
Mm.
and it was in 3D. It looked a little bit silly, but it also kind of looked kind of cool. And so I'd be down to see something like that. Okay, so animation was good, really smooth animation. Character specific animation was really good. The snake moved really snake like. That was really good. The fox,
Hmm.
the main character, he moved really smoothly. The panther, the female panther, jaguar,
Yes.
puma,
That was Kitty. Here, let me pull it up.
kitty, 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 kitty's kitty's physics, movement physics
Kitty Cat.
was,
She's a
yeah, kitty
snow
cat,
leopard, played by
snow leopard, yeah,
Danielle Brooks.
yeah. Uh, Animation was really, really smooth and really, really good. The physics really, really worked for me. So all that was great.
Hmm.
This world. Okay, so in this movie, because it's so cartoonish, and you said Lupin the Third, I'm gonna add in the Transporter movies. I'm gonna add in the Jason Bourne, the Bourne movies. I'm gonna
Hmm.
throw in like Ronin, Italian Job. I'm gonna add in all these movies that have like these
Yes.
crazy
Yeah.
um, car chase scenes.
Hmm.
It takes inspiration from all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe mostly from Lupin the Third and the
Oh.
Transporter.
Yeah, or Fast and the Furious. I can
Oh
see that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course. I don't even know how I could like mention these movies and forget the Fast and the Furious.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe it's because the movies are so forgettable. But in any event,
Wait, what
what
were
I'm
you
trying to
talking
say
about?
is, yeah, exactly. What I'm trying to say is animation is really good, and I think it draws from some fun inspirations. Just completely like abandon any notion of the suspension of disbelief, because number one, it's in an animated world, so when they break clear rules of physics, who cares? These
Hmm.
are anthropomorphic animals talking and being silly, like who cares, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it being an animation. Like they live in a world where these things can happen. There's a scene where they're running on the thruster of a spaceship, and they're running up trying to get into the spaceship before they leave Earth's orbit, and they're freezing, and somehow they make it in and don't suffocate to death, and their lungs don't explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Who cares?
That was
At
actually
least two
the
of the
moment that like got me re-engaged in the film.
Yeah, I mean, two of the animals, at least two of them, are cold-blooded animals anyway. They'd have died first. Like,
Oh
forget
yeah.
about it. You know what I'm saying? The
Oh
spider and
yeah,
the
yeah.
snake, cold-blooded animals, insects, would have been dead. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's a cartoon. Who
Mhm.
cares?
Exactly.
I don't care.
I
It's
like it.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. They got to embrace that ridiculousness. Like you can't jump and hold on to a rocket, or anything like that even.
This is the Okay, you know what? Talk about inspirations. Mission Impossible 2, the John Woo Mission Impossible
Sure. Yeah.
experiment.
Uh-huh.
They're just jumping, and defying any notion of the laws of
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah, yeah.
They're having fun. I don't care. It's fine. It's completely fine.
They just held back on the
Um,
what was it, doves or pigeons or whatever?
yeah, oh man, I would have loved. Oh, bro, that would have made me so happy, so
Yeah.
happy. Anyway, um, yeah, it was fun. I don't really. the movie does not take itself that seriously. So there's no
Mhm.
reason for me to really take it that seriously because they're just having fun. And I'm totally cool with that. It is kind of bat crap crazy, all kinds of things happening going on,
Mhm.
this, that, and the other. Um, yeah. This this movie, how would I describe it? What I want to say, because I can't think of a better way to describe it, uh, it kind of has what I would call freakazoid syndrome.
Hmm.
Namely, it's a cartoon, but with like kind of like not exactly highbrow, but like jokes that are not for the kids, but for the parents that are taking them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and some of it is like the whole kissing scene with
Oh
the
man.
bird and the snake. I
Yeah.
mean, that was even in the trailer. I'm like, yo, this is a kids movie?
that was a little wilder than I was expecting
Yeah, and then
for
like
a kids
I,
film.
I I don't even want to just like the bird did something right after I'm like, yo, is this a kids yo, chill, yo. You didn't have to act
It
like
was too much.
yeah, there's a specific thing that the bird
Yeah.
does, like just I'm like, yeah, yo, chill. Like
You're like these
they're
parents are gonna have to explain some things after that movie
oh, yo, there are
because of that
4-year-olds watching
scene.
this, yo. Chill,
Mm, mhm.
like chill out. Like DreamWorks, like, hey, yo, like what are y'all doing?
I don't think
This is
some of this stuff actually goes over the heads of kids. Yeah, I think they understand what's going
man.
on with something like that.
Oh, and that kind of breaks my heart. Like that kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, oh. Yeah, I don't think kids should have Chromebooks in elementary school anymore. Like, oh, I mean, I didn't know about certain things until I was of a certain age. This is a kids movie, right?
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be. Most of
Yeah,
it.
some of that
Most of
stuff
it
was
was.
just like definitely not for kids. It
Yeah.
wasn't it straddles this weird fine line of like this is a joke that adults are going to get and it's kind of
Mhm.
tailored for them, but it's in a kids movie. It's like in a kids movie wrapper.
Mhm.
Um
Some films do that a lot better. I would actually like to go back one day to watch the original Animaniacs because I know that's one of the things that people will talk
oh
about with that
man.
series. That it exactly had humor for the adults, while it was entertaining the kids. There are a few
The
things that like went over my head, for sure, but yeah, I wonder how much of it actually I missed.
but I would say the difference is all of the Steven Spielberg presents cartoons of the 90s,
Hmm.
they all had lots of like adult level jokes in it.
Yeah.
But those cartoons were primarily viewed by 80s babies. And we are old souls.
Mhm.
Us, especially us early 80s babies, we grew up watching in syndication what our parents watched in prime time.
That's true.
We listened to the
Yeah.
same music. We grew up analog and we were teenagers when the world went through the transition from analog to digital,
Mhm.
VHS to DVD,
Oh yeah.
just for some perspective. And so we actually got the jokes that we knew were kind of like this is a movie reference. This is something that adults would get, but we got it too because we were 80s babies and 80s babies just got it like that. Um I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but let's go. Um and
Hey,
so
80s baby here as well.
yeah, 80s babies
We're old.
have a frame of reference that like no other kids since have that level of a frame of reference.
Hmm.
90s kids a little bit but not quite
Yeah.
because 90s kids the stuff that they watch was more so in the 2000s, right?
Mhm.
If they
Mhm.
were born in the 90s, then what they really came into their own and started watching was stuff from the 2000s. And that's worlds apart from what we were watching in the 80s and the 90s.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
We were, yeah, like you were saying, we were watching
we are not
syndication stuff like I Love
yeah,
Lucy and Jetsons
we were
and
yeah,
mhm.
all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, yeah. Like
Yeah.
we are not the same. And so kids these days, I don't think they have any frame of reference to like these types of jokes. I think they're gonna go completely over these kids' heads.
Hmm.
I think
Some
it
of
is
them for
apparent.
sure.
Yeah, it is apparent to me that it is Gen X and millennials writing these movies and writing the humor and the jokes. Because Gen X and millennials, particularly early '80s millennials, people my age, we still have that frame of reference, right? And
Hmm.
so it's interesting to see a movie that has like, I would say, moderately adult humor, but for kids that I don't think they're going to understand it. I don't think kids that are, the target age range for this movie, it's going to go completely over their heads in ways that probably weren't true for previous generations. And so
Hmm.
it's an interesting choice that they made the movie and wrote it that way. Um, that aside, yeah, I don't know. How about we get into what we specifically liked and didn't like?
Okay. Okay.
What did you specifically like in the movie? I need to think about this a little bit. So go ahead.
Yeah. Quite a few different scenes. Thinking about some sequences actually. So I never grew. I grew up adjacent to like WWE, WWF, and stuff like that. I would see it every now and then. Since I've been a kid over the years, I've caught some of the content here and there. Maybe a year ago, I wound up reading this comic called "Do a Power Bomb" by this writer artist Daniel Warren Johnson, who's moved on to Transformers and some other stuff since. Amazingly drawn, uh, beautifully told story. Focuses on a girl who is the daughter of two wrestlers. Her mother was like the greatest wrestler in the world. She wound up losing her mother at an early age, and since then she's wanted to take up the mantle. Without spoiling too much about that story, yeah, just ridiculous. In like what happens. It's got that about a bit of an anime sort of a feel to it and into its look as well. But yeah, very dynamic and cool. They did a scene in here in which there was a like a luchador fight, and yeah, just about everything about it. It's just fun from beginning to end. From the super machismo, beautiful hero sort of wrestler that's like taken on and going undefeated to one of our kind of antagonist characters showing up in the film as this hooded, caped, dark figure in like full luchador outfit, looking like a giant ox, sort of approaching the fight and just come approaching the ring, coming in and dominating. Yeah, just electric sort of from the beginning to end for me. And then they wind up intercutting the main characters trying to go around and find a villain because they're trying to find someone that's like framing them basically at that point. Um, yeah. Most of the things about that sequence I wind up liking, including the turn at the end in which they wind up framing the bad guys because they're trying to get this MacGuffinite. That's the actual name of the material that the championship belt is made of. We had already found out that a bunch of MacGuffinite items have been stolen, leading up to this, and this is why they're at this venue because of this MacGuffinite. They're gonna catch the person that's trying to frame them at that. Anyways, twist winds up happening. Snake's, seemingly innocent and very humble girlfriend turns out to be one of the villainous agents. In combination with this, I think it turns out to be like a boar, female wrestler character. Uh, they wind up trapping Piranha with the belt, and Piranha Fox and all the characters are like running out of the facility, chasing down the actual villains. And yeah, just like in the intro sequence, they wind up going into ridiculous territory where like just about everybody in the stands starts chasing out the bad guys and be like, the bad guys, they're still bad guys, and like hordes of people, like massive like zombie World War Z waves of people are like moving through the screen, and
Hmm.
then they wind up making nice with the commissioner from the first movie, who was their antagonist, in a sense, she wound up thinking that they were good guys all of a sudden, and then in this moment she has that turn where Wolf is like, I'm sorry, it looks like this, we're not actually trying to steal this. And yeah, she just goes into beast mode, like, completely barrels through the crowd, runs through the middle of them, and just like ridiculous animation and dynamic fun shots. Yeah, so that entire sequence, including I guess there was a little side story at that point. Yeah, there was oh no, it wrapped up with Snake's girlfriend like jumping into this taco truck or whatever they found earlier, and using the
Hot
truck to
dog truck.
like hot dog truck, and using the truck to, yeah, to get away from the crowd. um yeah, just incredible. I love the sequences of the film in which, I guess, more or less, there's like a chase or some sort of dynamic action happening. So that was one of the
Yeah.
sequences, the beginning sequence, the sequence at the end where they're, yeah, running up the rocket as it's, going through its multi-stage sort of launch.
Mm.
Um, and then, yeah, and then even like the conflict at the end. So I think the film does its action, when it actually gets into it, extremely well. And yeah, have a blast watching it. How about you, man? What were the things you liked about this film?
Yeah, I feel like the action definitely had kind of a Scott Pilgrim quality to it. It's like a set piece of what's going on. Um, yeah, I would say like action as a kind of visual moving set piece.
Mm,
Now we're being pursued. They're in hot pursuit of us. We're being chased. I'm like, there's a part of me like, how about we just take the 2 seconds to get the thing off of the tuna fish and throw it back just to show that we're not trying to steal it.
oh yeah, they totally could.
That stuff like that kind of like do that. But maybe it was really stuck and they couldn't and they had to run for their lives and it just happened. And It's fine. It's not the biggest deal. Um, it's kind of that's a small example of a thing that I don't like, was where I feel like writers, they write
Mm,
themselves narratively in a hole
mm-hmm.
and they don't do a good job of getting themselves out of the hole that they arbitrarily put themselves in. They could have written it
Mm,
in such a way to where that doesn't happen, or maybe they just said like the crown just disappeared above the wrestling rink. Maybe it just disappeared and people just assumed that the bad guys took it and so they had to run, right? I almost would have liked
mm.
that better. Um
Yeah, I forgot
cuz
why they were running out. Were they running out just
because
because they were being chased by everybody?
yeah, because they got framed, the fish guy had it on him and I guess he couldn't take it off or something.
No, you couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
but yeah, going back to like, you know, every time Scott Pilgrim fought one of the ex-boyfriends or something like that, it was like, it was like fighting a Mega Man boss, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a kind of quality to that in this regard. Not as specific or direct as that, but it's like, okay, boom, now they're doing this. Now they're trying to get on the spaceship. Now there's a car chase. And so I feel like the movie does that pretty well. And because the world that the characters inhabit allows for creative physics,
Hmm.
creative
Oh
applications of
yeah.
gravity,
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
fine. This is the strength and the advantage of animated films, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, you are able and willing and even desirous of suspending disbelief in
Mm-hmm.
ways that like tacky CG in a live action movie will really take you out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If Fast and the Furious even tried to drive a vehicle out of a high rise onto a blown up, hot air balloon character or whatever, the
Now,
disbelief is already there. It definitely, it just wouldn't work
right?
in that kind of a
You say
movie.
that, but I don't know which Fast and Furious they were in Dubai or something, and they
They were.
literally drove
They did.
off a skyscraper. They drove it into another skyscraper.
They were like
Oh boy.
hopscotching down the building. They're like, drive over here into the building, drive from that building to the lower floor.
Yeah. This is like again, I keep going back to the transporter movies, the Jason Statham movies.
Hmm.
Some of the most like insane suspension of disbelief in air car physics. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Like again, there's a part where like he has like dynamite on the bottom of his car and he has to like figure out how to keep his car and get it. So he finds some loop and then finds a hook in the ground and just to knock it off and then he flips perfectly and then drives away. Whatever, bro. Like cool story, bro. And so, but like
Yeah,
if they do it in a movie like this with anthropomorphic animals, then yeah, it's fine.
man.
They
Yeah,
did a lot of that. Like they were in space and they all had fitting spacesuits.
yeah.
And then the whole fart joke thing,
Oh
which
yeah.
I
I
actually wasn't
mean,
a big fan of. Yeah.
yeah, it's fair. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a big fan of
But
fart jokes in general, but
but they used it to propel oh gosh, to
of course they did.
propel
Of course they did. Yeah.
whatever. It's fine. I didn't actually hate it that
I mean,
much
he
because I
wasn't. He
mean,
they weren't sucked out in the vacuum of space. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he
yeah,
just like kept his tail like stuck out of it or something. I don't know. Anyways,
yeah,
it
but
doesn't
like
even matter.
that scene was you already saw part of it in the trailer, so like I already knew it was coming, so like it's whatever.
Got it. Yeah.
So yeah, what I liked about it was that it didn't take itself too seriously.
Okay.
The animation itself is beautiful. The 3D effect, if you choose to watch that way, is very helpful. It just enhances the viewing
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, yeah,
Let me ask the
that's it.
most important question, I guess, though.
Yeah,
Did what do you think about the characters and the cast in the movie?
they were fine. Um, I thought the voice acting was really good. That's another thing I would put in the plus category
Hmm.
and in the pro category. The voice acting was really good,
It was. Yeah.
and yeah, I
It's
this
definitely a
feels
star-studded cast of yeah, although I mean I ain't gonna be mean about it, but it's maybe the B crew cast in some regards. I love all of them. I love all of them, but it's not like yeah,
right.
they're the main star of like a bunch of things all the time.
Right. What was I gonna say? Like, if Pixar and Disney Animation are like DC Comics, then DreamWorks would be like Marvel Comics. What I like, and I say that to their credit. Like, I feel like their
Mm,
movies are they come with a certain level of edginess that's different than what you get in a Disney property.
mm.
And again, like the kind of like adult level jokes and like you know the snake is that even French kissing? Like, I don't even like. What do you? I don't even know what you call that. The birds in here, and they're just macking. They are macking down. And then again,
I don't know. It looked like a crime was happening. Honestly, it looked like predator prey situation was going down.
yeah, I don't. I still don't know what to make of that scene and what and what and what. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
bit much. And so,
It's kind of scarring.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was played up for the joke. Um, that's fine. Uh,
That was by the way, Natasha Lyonne and Mark Maron's characters. Um,
okay,
they would be the actors that they would give a super weird moment to in this film
yeah.
out of
So
everybody.
there's that. Otherwise,
Did you like
yeah.
Craig Robinson? He got to do his Craig Robinson thing where he was playing the keyboard during the wedding.
Wait, who's Craig Robinson?
Mr.
Where would I
Shark.
know him from?
Oh,
Yeah,
Craig
yeah, but where would
Robinson?
I
Yeah.
know?
I mean, you probably know him from maybe The Office. He played shoot,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
forget his
African
name.
American guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
works in
Uh huh.
the warehouse or whatever
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I didn't
He was down
I didn't
below.
notice it was him. It was fine. Like,
Yeah.
he was a camouflage guy. I kind of like the idea that they all had their own characters and stuff. They all had their own
Mhm.
areas of expertise. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
there's like an Ocean's movie quality to that, which I think is another source of inspiration for
100%.
for this
Yeah.
movie.
And you feel that a lot
So
more, especially in the first movie. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So it was fine. The movie was fun. I didn't take it too seriously. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously. You have a few moments where the wolf character, breaks the fourth wall and speaks to the characters. Um,
The audience, yeah. That was
yeah,
something that they
sorry,
had, yeah, that they were.
the audience.
That was a
Yes.
narrative tool that they used in the first movie sometimes.
Okay. They used it sparingly in this one. If
Yeah,
they
very
used it
sparingly.
more, I would have been okay with that. It was basically
Mhm.
at the beginning and at the end, so that's fine.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
have any I don't have any strong feelings about it. The villain, it was interesting enough. It was fine. Um, Stealing all the gold, like, okay. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, it was fine. The
I mean, the
whole
theming with her character though. I guess like the big question, or kind of struggle that was put forth was was more or less like people aren't gonna like you for who you are, so who cares? Like just be what you want to be, more or less. Fully, or I guess that she's on the negative side of like people are never gonna change their mindset of you or never gonna try to understand you. So you might as well just like do 100% that you want to do, and yeah, embrace being the bad guy. Do things
right.
because you want to do it because you think it's cool. Like don't worry about anybody else.
Yeah, that's part of it. But like the central thesis of her philosophy of life is based on childhood slight and getting butthurt by that.
Hmm.
It wasn't even like the biggest slight. She just didn't get positive attention from a teacher and didn't get a lollipop.
Yeah. Hmm.
Whatever.
Hmm.
Again,
Because I think
I don't care enough.
she was being bad or something like that, right? Like she was
She
being
just
a bad
wasn't getting
kid.
the attention.
Yeah.
I don't even think it specified that she was being especially bad. She just the teacher didn't
Mm.
like her for whatever reason.
Hmm.
And so she didn't get a lollipop. And so I mean that's not the turn to
And
a
so
life
she's
of
always
crime.
got to have a lollipop, as we see her in the movie.
Yeah, and I don't mind that either, but it's just like I kind of feel like this is where maybe Pixar and Disney animation they do a better job with like having stakes, you know? Like for example, this is not a fair comparison. This is super not fair. But
Mm.
in Kanto, the grandmother is kind of, strict and domineering and overly protective and harsh
Hmm.
and judgmental. And then you get the flashback, you're like, "Oh, now I know why." You lost your husband, you lost everything, and you're in survival. You're in
Yeah.
fight or flight mode, survival mode ever since.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you ended up
Protect the
really
family.
mistreating. Yeah, you ended up mistreating and alienating Bruno and your granddaughter, and you know that was really really well written and well executed. And it's not fair to hold this movie to that standard.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm saying yeah, it's like that. This movie is a bit goofier, takes itself way less seriously, and so I'm gonna go on record saying, that's not fair. But what I'm saying is, in this case, that's an example of a movie where the stakes were created or they're revealed later on through the flashback toward in the latter quarter of the movie. Okay, and this makes sense.
Hmm.
In the case of this character, you just like slight butt hurt because you didn't get a candy. It's like that's the reason why
Hmm.
you became a criminal.
Yeah, it was that. I guess
Eh,
what it turned out more so to be. Oh, she was just so happy to have control of the candy and then have everyone love her because she could control it. Um, yeah,
that's
it's not
still
great. It's not great. It's
yeah.
not
That's
good.
like that's to turn to a life of crime because of that. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I don't know.
Yeah.
Did your parent?
Mhm.
I don't know. A puppy needed to die or something for the
Mhm.
stakes. I don't know something. Something's got to happen to like really like crush you and turn you
Yeah.
to like just like yeah. This I don't know. It wasn't enough for
No.
me. So
It did. Yeah, it wasn't enough for me either. You
that's
know, it they need so from what they set themselves up to do. Okay, so in the first movie, they wind up being the bad guys or whatever. They save the day. So then the beginning of this movie, now I mean we get this almost disjointed. I love that opening scene, but it's almost disjointed. like showing how awesome they are, but they do that because they want to contrast, like Austin said, present day. They're trying to be good guys now, and being a good guy is not easy. It's not lucrative. It's not, you know, alluring or whatever in any way, shape, or form. So the movie felt like they needed to like tempt the heroes with that, with going back to what their life was before. And so that's kind of, I think, how this character, this villain, came up. But and it makes sense, to do a sequel, where they've become good guys to do that. Tease them with the old life, tease them with the good times or whatever. But yeah, with that character, I mean, they try to set it up first where it's like, oh, this character and her crew of two other ladies, they look up to the bad guys. They wish the bad guys were still the bad guys. Um, so it's like it's fine. Like I see why they wrote it that way, but it
Yeah,
didn't wind up being all that compelling ultimately. Because even the good guys were still cool. Like, what was it? Zazie Beetz' Diane Foxington, Crimson Paw. Like she became the governor, and she was successful. I mean, that was almost a little more interesting that, like, because they help her stay undercover, she got to have some level of success, and she was kind of trying to help them out in the ways that she could. But since they were the known bad guys, their life isn't easy as they're trying to be good. Like, that's almost more interesting than like this villain that's showing up that's trying to like pull them back into the bad life. It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
The other scene, I guess this will go into the category of stuff I didn't like.
Mhm.
So they do the whole gold thing where like the magnetism and they're stuck, and then the video uploads, and then the
Yeah.
cops show up,
Yeah.
and then but when they show up, the bad guys, they're already handcuffed in gold handcuffs. They
Mhm.
were already cuffed.
It's true.
So like
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
weird that like you're trying to make like well if they were really doing bad stuff, then why would when you got there, why would they already
Why are
be
they
handcuffed?
yeah, why are they yeah. Uh-huh.
Why are you treating them like they're guilty automatically
Mhm.
when you arrive there and they were already in chains, literally
Yeah.
gold chain? That how many people are ever in gold handcuffs?
Yeah.
Th- that for that to have not been the catalyst for the wheels to start spinning on any level, like just putting them in there. Oh, I knew you guys were bad. Like, wait, 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 wait. Isn't it a bit convenient that like they're already handcuffed in gold handcuffs of all things? This doesn't beg for an explanation of any sort. It's a kids
Which
movie. I get
yeah.
it, but like
Yeah.
that. This goes again. Writing yourself into a corner arbitrarily that you then have to get yourself out of, and the way you get yourself out of it isn't particularly satisfying or convincing, but you didn't have to put yourself in that position to begin with. You
Mhm.
could have written it differently. That's this falls into that category. I'm like,
Yeah, and then it turns out after that scene, when they actually try to go back to the commissioner and get help from her, she's like, "Yeah, I knew you guys were good," and shows the letter that they wrote that like basically
yeah,
like fully explains more or less like how they're not actually the bad guys. So it's
record
like, so wait a
expunged.
second. So wait a second. When we go back
Yeah.
to that prior scene, you had that letter, that note from them already, and you still were like treating them like they were, yeah, and fully
I mean, the
incriminated.
fact that like when the hot dog truck is flipping and you see him saying sorry, sorry, like
Yeah, sorry.
if he
Uh-huh.
was really trying to get one over on you, he wouldn't like the fact that they went out of their way to animate that and show that,
Yeah.
not just to the audience, but presumably to the commissioner who's,
Mhm.
in mid, whatever. It's like there's too many context cues for you to just like act like they're just so good. Like it's too convenient, it's too obvious.
Yeah.
Yes, it does push the story. It pushes it onward, I guess. I just feel like scenes like that can be written better. And when they're not, it kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. But that's pretty much like my only like nitpicks with the movie. Um if the movie took itself more seriously, I would probably have more gripes with it. But even but maybe not. Like it's fine. Like it's fine. I don't really have much. I mean, there's the clear Silence of the Lambs reference, the Hannibal Lecter in his prison cell. That whole thing. And
Hmm.
she goes to visit him on that island. They
True.
play
Yeah.
Connect Four.
Yeah. Hmm. That was silly.
It's fine.
One of the
Okay,
things
so
though of the main plot. Sorry, we'll come back to that in a half second. One of the
yeah,
things of the main plot that maybe frustrates me the most is in regards to her using the MacGuffinite to draw all the gold from the planet. I think as they're jumping onto the rocket ship, they're basically so the police officer is helping them out like in the helicopter to get onto the rocket ship, which is zany and crazy. I had fun with that, but they basically are saying like go save the world, and I'm like I don't even understand how this is like threatening the world. Like yeah, sure, it may be obviously bad in the one hand that like all the gold stolen in the world, but is that really threatening the world all that much? Like
is it destabilizing any one country's economy? Maybe, but the global economy?
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't. I mean, they
No.
didn't even explain that all that well. But maybe that's why they're like, it's a cartoon movie. It's for kids. The kids will believe if all the gold in the world's stolen, then the world's in danger. For me
And
though,
and
as the adult,
the heist itself was, that's a flex. It's, you're whatever
yeah,
they said, sending a message or whatever. Or
yeah, hmm
it's kind of about not so much about the crime itself, but like,
it's about what the power, the control. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm like, all right,
hmm
gold is symbolic of value and
yeah.
wealth and opulence. So eh,
Which
it's not,
that is fine. I'm totally
yeah,
happy with that. That's okay. But the fact that they want to tell us all of a sudden that the world's in danger because of it, I was like, I don't believe that.
yeah. Um, yeah. My only other gripe is, so they have this ongoing joke, like gold. Gold is a weird sounding word. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is. I mean, I don't even know if it's really clever. If you think about it, yeah, maybe gold. I mean, if you end up agreeing with that sentiment, um,
They were, I mean,
probably
personally, I want to say I think they were trying to like either they were inspired by or trying to just kind of rip off what was it, a
gold
year
member.
ago? No, no, a year ago when they had was it a year or has it been 2 years now? Maybe it's been 2 years. No, maybe yeah, the last Ninja Turtles movie that came out. I think it was just a year ago. Mutant Mayhem. There's a scene
Yeah,
in which the boys are saying ooze and they're saying like ooze, 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 like playing
yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah,
word.
yeah.
Like they try to do that with this film with gold also. And yeah, it just didn't really
Eh,
work.
yeah. But my biggest gripe is, and this goes back to the freakazoid isms of this movie.
Yeah.
It's when you like go out of your way to like be so on the nose to the point of distraction. MacGuffinite. Ah,
That's pretty
okay.
bad.
Yes, little kids don't know what a MacGuffin is,
No.
right? Probably nobody under the age of 30 knows what a MacGuffin is. But the
Yeah.
fact that I know what it is and what they're referring to, it's like, really? Like, just call it like Tritonite, or, you know, I don't know,
Mhm. Mhm.
uh, Zeonite, or I don't know, just have something that's equally as made up. But just to call it MacGuffinite, it's like, I get it. You're signaling to millennials and anybody older than a millennial, but why are you like? Hmm, what's gained by you doing that? You're just pointing out that younger kids they're not going to get it until they're older or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it could just be
yeah.
for the parents. I agree. I think it was
It's so on the nose, though. It's just like, you
it's
know,
honestly a dad joke to me.
yeah,
It's
but
not the
not a
kind of
good
thing.
one.
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing that works. Actually, interestingly enough, we may talk about it another time, but I just watched the Naked Gun movie yesterday, and they have an object that says on it plot device. It feels exactly like that.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
if they called it plot device tonium or something, like just something like, All right, like that's the
Yeah.
best you could come up with, like,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
plot device night, like
Yeah.
plot hole tonium. This is like this is lazy. This is groaning. I don't
Yeah.
like this. This is not fun.
And it
I don't.
causes the audience to be a little bit confused over like, okay, where are you on the scale of taking things serious and not taking things serious? Like how
Yeah.
depending on what the movie does in that regard, it may push or pull you out of the film. I think it's kind of a tricky game to
Yeah.
play.
Like if they were going to do something like that, the movie had to be a lot funnier, right? Like,
Mm.
for example, when South Park makes fun of Kathleen Kennedy, like they're directly making fun of her, calling her out by name, but then they make Cartman do and say ridiculous things that are funny, right?
Hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
or any other celebrity that they lampoon on that show. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
I am Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that kind of thing. So like if you're gonna do that, you really just gotta go all the way into it. You know what I mean? And this
Mhm.
movie didn't do that because like then it's not really a kids movie anymore.
Mhm.
Then it's more for adults. But this is supposed to be a kids movie.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, just don't call it MacGuffinite. Just make up some goofy name.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know, just take one of the countries from the Old Testament, call it Amorite or Jebusite or Moabite. You know? Just pick a people group that the Israelites
Uh-huh.
wiped out. You know, the Zebusite, you know?
Okay, they
I
can't
mean,
call it they can't call it Canaanite. That's too on the
Canaanite,
nose.
yeah, I know. But it's not like these kids are gonna know any of these things, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Unless a bunch of super biblically literate homeschool kids go to watch this movie, but they're probably not even allowed to watch this movie. So like, what are we even talking about? What are we talking about? So
They
yeah,
should be allowed to watch this movie. I don't know that there is any besides that
ah, I
the
don't.
weird Mr. Snake and Raven or Doom. Was her name? Let me
Yeah,
see. It was Susan or Doom. Yeah, besides
yeah,
some of their back and forth, yeah. Movie was fine for kids, even little Christian kids.
I know. So that's all I'm saying. Like, just think of a better name. It's almost like the same problem. Like some of these new drugs that are coming out. Flow Rizzy or something. Like they got these words, these medication names that just sound absolutely absurd. So
Oh
like my
man.
my whole thesis about how like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are really struggling with creativity. I can't blame them for those names because they're probably still too young to be working in these like consulting firms that make these names,
Oh
but they're definitely
man.
making these names to appeal to these young adults. You know what I mean? To Gen Z and Gen Alpha. You
Mm.
know, are you having congestive heart failure? Flow Rizzies, and then it lists all the life threatening effects that you might get from taking it. You know, it's
Yeah.
bad, dude. Like
You
the
better wait. You better
creativity.
wait. Before you know it, there'll be a skibbity not on the toilet. You know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Take
Like,
5 milligrams 3 times a day.
Ohio Res King King and all or I don't know, it's this brain rot slang, these
NPC
brain
away.
rot pharmaceutical names for stuff. It's bad, bro.
Mm.
We're
Mhm.
entering another dark age. And so
Yeah.
um, yeah. So yeah, I mean, other than that, the movie's fine. Don't
Yeah.
listen. From what I saw, the kids were not that into it, so definitely
Mm.
don't pay full price for a ticket.
Yeah.
Thinking that your kid's gonna be super enthralled and happy with this movie. From what I saw, that was not the case. They were just kind of sitting there watching it. They didn't make any
Mm.
noise. Maybe that's because
Mm.
they fell asleep.
Oh
I don't
no.
know.
Oh
Wasn't paying
no.
attention. I just know there was like two kids in the theater of like six people total. Um,
Yeah.
and I didn't hear the kids laugh once. I heard the dads kind of half chuckle once or twice, maybe just once. Yeah,
Oh
what that
no.
means is don't go to the theater to see this. Wait till it shows up on streaming or
It's
just
so
rent
it's
it or
so it's so
whatever.
heartbreaking. I want these movies to do very well in the box office. Uh
Wait for
Yeah,
Zootopia 2, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
bro,
I'm
I
almost
got
willing
high
to
hopes
bet.
for that movie. I know
Yeah,
Byron
I'm
Howard.
almost.
I think yeah, I think he does a good job with his films most of the time. But Disney's been hurting a little bit too. Although I
Yeah,
always love a Disney snake character. They're always done incredibly well.
yeah. I'm willing to bet that the humor is going to be funnier in that movie because with
Mm,
Jason Bateman, like I think he has a good ear, good eye for comedy. I'm sure he probably poured over the script that he's going to be reading. I'm sure he ad libbed some stuff, and some of that stuff made it into the final
mm,
edit of the film.
mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet that it's going to be better. I don't even think that The Bad Guys 2 was poorly written. I think some of the dialogue works really well.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't ha ha funny, not to me anyway. And I feel like you'll probably get a few more ha ha funny moments, probably with the sloths and things like that. Some of the zingers between the two main characters, the fox and the rabbit. Yeah, I think you might get some funnier jokes from Zootopia 2 than you got out of The Bad Guys. Although I think The Bad Guys
We might
had
be
some
eating
good
our words
writing
though.
overall.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah, I just think that it'll
Excuse me.
probably be a little bit more humorous. Okay, we
Looks
got
like
we
we
got a
got
we got a
one
comment.
message. We got one comment from a Janelle. I have to support my industry and will want folks to see this in theaters, but also I have AMC stubs, so who am I to talk?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I don't blame you. I mean, look, I think using stubs still does count somewhat towards their box office, so
Yeah.
I think it's still good. That's why, like, I want people to go watch it with their stubs. I just, like I said, we can't recommend it for a family to spend $120 to watch it with the whole family and get some,
Right.
popcorn and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, again, the animation is beautiful.
Mm,
The animation is quite good in this movie.
yeah,
Um, if you like animation, go check it out. Just for the craft of
yeah,
animation,
yeah.
this is a worthy film from that perspective. Uh, as somebody who grew up loving animation, still loves animation to this day. Um, yeah, I think it comes highly recommended. I think if Japanese animation had this level of physics, mechanics, and motion, oh man, it would send Japanese animation to like a whole new plateau.
Mm,
I think that's the saving grace of the higher end American, or in this case, Canadian animation. I stayed for the credits. And it's all like Ontario, Quebec, Canada.
mm,
You know, all the animation studios. The people that are actually doing the animation were
mm-hmm.
Canadian. Yeah, they do movement really, really well. And unless you're watching like Akira or like Paprika or one of those movies that took 7 to 10 years to animate in all of its splendor and glory,
Did they really? That's a long time. Dang.
I think Akira, Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira, I think it took like 7 years,
Whoa.
and this was 24 frames. It's insane,
That is crazy.
insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Man, I don't know how they had
yeah,
enough money for that production. That's crazy.
it was a huge production,
Mm-hmm.
gigantic production.
Mm.
Anyway, all I'm saying is like the movement that we see, if that could somehow like that expertise or that ability, or if AI. Oh, you know what else I saw at the
Oh
credits?
man.
They said this movie cannot be used to train AI. I was like, oh my goodness, that's where
Good.
we're at right now.
Good.
That's
Good.
where we are at. I thought, oh
Yes.
wow, like this is
Yeah.
any coincidences are wholly in whole or in part, or purely
Yes.
fictitious,
Yeah.
purely
Uh-huh.
coincidental. That disclaimer that like live action movies get at the
Yes.
bottom of this
Mm-hmm.
one, like, yeah, this cannot be used to train AIs. Oh wow, that's interesting. We are
Mm-hmm.
now in that era.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay.
I stand for
Um,
that. Yes.
now how in the world you can ever enforce that? To me, that's an open question.
Mm.
Is it even possible to enforce that?
Mm.
You know, I mean, these AI companies have already scraped the internet, and by the time you get to legislating it, okay, fine. Well, we won't do it anymore, but we've already scraped all the internet. So, like, because there's no existing
Mm,
laws to really speak on it. What's done is done. That you can't close Pandora's box, but the cat's already out of the bag, so to speak. So how that's going to work for like training models and stuff like that, I understand for legal purposes the efficacy of having a disclaimer on that, but
mm,
proving that it was used and being able to enforce that are separate issues entirely. So we'll
mm,
see. I'm not a subject matter expert on AI based punitive legislation. I don't know if anybody is because it's all so new and legislation is still being written all around the world trying to figure this out. In the next
okay.
decade, we'll see how a lot of this shakes out and we'll see what happens and what gets put into the category of fair use, what gets, proprietary use, what is this, that, or the other. We'll see. But yeah, I thought it was really, really interesting that like that was the first time I ever noticed that, you know, not a disclaimer, but like a warning, this cannot be used to train AI models. I'm like, wow,
Mm,
we have entered a new age of technology. So
mm.
yeah, that's pretty much what I liked and disliked about the movie. I'm not blah about the movie, but it's cool. It's cool. What it does well, it does really well. Um, what it doesn't do so well isn't enough of a big deal to like make much of a fuss about it because the movie isn't that serious. And so, um, yeah, if you like animation, check it out.
Yeah,
Um,
let us
just
know what you guys thought about this film in any regard.
yeah,
We'd love to hear it. And if you are one of the few that are watching this after the fact, yeah, and point us in the direction of I don't know, some of the cool animation that you feel real strongly about that this maybe inspires you to think about or compare to.
yeah. I normally would not have gone to see this movie. It just wouldn't really be a movie that was on my radar personally. Not because I have anything against it, but at the encouragement of Josiah, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, we can talk about it. I
Mhm.
like to diversify some of the things we talk about. We talked about some Ghibli movies. We talked about a Makoto Shinkai movie. So we talked about anime. Love talking about anime.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic conversations. Go check out
Mm.
those episodes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm down to check out American animation too. I do want to support that industry actually. I want there to be good American animation. I don't want it to just be amazing Japanese animation, although my heart ties are in Japan.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
personally speaking,
Mhm.
I have the closest affinity to Japanese animation personally. But
Yeah,
that's
and
not
we-
the.
and
I mean,
we and we want the quality of life to improve for Japanese animators and people in that industry.
absolutely. But
Mhm.
I grew up on Disney movies. I grew up on Hanna-Barbera. I grew up on Saturday morning cartoons here in America. Before I ever discovered Dragon Ball, before I ever discovered Pokemon, before I ever discovered Sailor Moon, before I ever discovered Ronin Warriors, before I ever discovered, you know, Saturday anime on the Sci-Fi Channel,
Samurai
like
Pizza Cats.
Samurai Pizza Cats, all of that stuff. You know, I was born and bred on American cartoons. And
Mm.
so I would love to see a resurgence. I mean, we kind of do have it, but a lot of those cartoons are like really just for adults. You got like your Adult Swim stuff from Cartoon Network. You have your Invincible. You have,
Mhm.
you know, you have some stuff from Jindy Chukovsky, guy that made Dexter's
Oh
Laboratory.
boy, which we'll be covering one of his upcoming films. Probably fixed. It's looking gross. So yeah, don't hold your
Wait, Jindy
hold your hopes.
Chukovsky?
Gendy Tartakovsky
Jindy
is
Tarkovsky? I
yeah.
butchered this man's name. I apologize.
I'm
But yeah,
probably bitching it a bit too. Yeah, we apologize. You're an awesome
he
animator.
is he doing a live action or is
Um,
it an animated?
no, it's an animated film about a dog who's getting fixed. So he's gonna have a wild, I don't know, week or
Oh,
something,
wow.
before he's fixed.
Interesting. Oh. Oh,
Don't
okay.
don't don't check out the trailers, kids. Please do not.
Okay. I know he had a show called, is it called Primal? With like a
Yeah.
caveman. I
Mm,
meant to check that out. It looked really
super
interesting.
cool. It's super cool. I haven't
Yeah.
seen all of it,
So
but
like
yeah.
And I just remember when he did the original Clone Wars little mini series
Hmm.
during the time between episode 2 and 3. I was in college during that time, and watching those shorts were amazing. So much better than the actual movies that they were based on
Oh yeah.
by
Oh yeah.
leaps and bounds.
Incredibly better.
So
Yeah.
much better. So much better. So
I think some
like
people still
I
prefer it over the Clone Wars that came out afterwards. Although I hear the Clone Wars animated series afterwards is still good.
yeah, but then we have like a lot of like Netflix animation, and it all just kind of looks the same, and it's all like, kind of Adult Swim adjacent,
Big Mouth and stuff. Yeah.
just stuff. And then you have like
Hmm.
some outliers like Archer and some things like that. But again, like, and then the one standout would be like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hmm.
Um, that's amazing. The Aang Avatar: Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Oh boy, starts off promising and just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and more depressing and more miserable. Ugh, yeah,
I'll go back and watch it
total.
sometime. We yeah, we got a movie coming up. What was it? Next year? Uh yeah. I want to support it also, but I hear you guys be running things kind of crazy over there. All right? We can't do this to our industry, man. Stop running our
Wait,
people ragged.
what are we talking about? Hang on, I missed
An
something.
Avatar Last Airbender movie coming out I think next year.
Isn't it? Is it live action or is it animated?
Animated.
Okay, I mean, yeah. In other words, we have like the Spider Verse movies, which are amazing, and then you have DreamWorks, you have Disney, you have Pixar. So yeah, again, I want American animation to be really good. Um, I want French animation to be really good too. There's some really interesting French animation that's going on, and there's some partnerships between French studios and Japanese animation studios, and there's just some cool stuff going on. I want animation to flourish globally, even if I have my heart ties for Japanese anime. So, um, yeah, the industry is kind of in a rough spot right now. Josiah, you can speak to that, pretty directly. And I want things to get better. I want there to be good projects that people can work on. Um, so, yeah, I mean,
Shout out to
yeah,
your local studios. Tell them you want more animated projects, less iterations of Star Wars. Just shout it out to them. Let them know.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, this is a good showcase of skillful animation. So, if that's
Mm.
what you're into, and if you want to support that, then by all means, go see this movie. Um, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's a good show. It's a good movie for streaming. When it shows up on Netflix or Amazon Prime or even wherever you stream. Yeah, it'll be it's a cool little movie. I liked it. Um, Nothing mind blowing about it, but everything doesn't have to be mind blowing. So
No, no.
yeah,
It actually, like Austin was saying, it was definitely cool seeing in 3D. I watched it in 3D as well. So,
yeah.
yeah.
It
And
actually
you
it
know, the
sold me
stuff looks
on
good on a big
Zootopia
screen as
too.
well. What?
Yeah,
Say that again?
it sold me on going to see Zootopia 2 in theaters in 3D.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ended up seeing Zootopia at my mom's house or whatever
Yeah.
because my niece was watching it. Again, like I don't normally watch those movies, not because there's bad or anything wrong with them. I just generally don't gravitate
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
kids movies specifically. And so,
Yeah.
Zootopia is actually it's a pretty solid movie. And so yeah, I watched it. I thought, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I liked it.
Mhm.
But yeah, seeing the 3D effect, particularly for the trailer for Zootopia 2, and then seeing what's possible in practice through the bad guys too, it makes me actually want to go see Zootopia 2 in theaters in
Yeah.
3D. So yeah, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing that, and yeah, I think it'll be a fun experience.
So after all we've just recently said, then I'm gonna talk out of both sides of my neck and say, support the movie, go watch it so we can get more movies that are taking chances, from the animation industry.
Yeah, um, yeah. I mean, I'm happy that we got season 42 of The Simpsons for the 7 people still watching it. But like, yeah, let's see if we can get some other things going. Um, yeah. I think that
All
wraps up
right.
our
Yeah, I
review
think
of
so.
the
Yeah.
Bad Guys 2. Let us know what you thought of the movie once you get a chance to watch it. Go ahead and leave a comment. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified for all of our latest and newest movie reviews.
As we are
Uh,
small, we need all the help in that regard that we can get.
yeah, all the
Yeah.
engagement makes the algorithm friendlier towards us and our channel, and the discoverability of our channel. For goodness sakes, I try to
Hmm.
find my own channel. I'm like, yo, where
Yep.
is it?
Yeah.
And
I
so,
know. You gotta
yeah,
hit the channel filter to be able to find us once you put in Super Cinema Brothers.
yeah,
So help us break out of that prison that we're in right now, please.
yes,
And then yeah, next
get it.
week we'll be coming back to you Monday. Either we'll be checking out Freakier Friday or Weapons, or we haven't actually figured out what film we're going to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about F1 finally. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll bring you something next Monday. So please come
Yeah,
on back and hang out with us.
yeah, yes. So until next time, God bless you guys. My name is Austin.
God bless you guys. My name is Josiah.
We are the Super Cinema Bros. And until we meet again, God bless, grace and peace. Have a wonderful week.